Hey, g'day, Ramon here, fresh from a disruptive body changing workout, and just here on a Sunday in Los Angeles, and we actually had rain here last night, which indicates that maybe the season has changed. We don't have to mood make that the season has actually changed, because it's hard to distinguish sometimes around here. So just wanted to kind of address the topic of disruptive leadership, and wanted to share a bit about what that is, why that's important, what's the most important component in that, and three things about how you can do that. So first of all, what is disruptive game-changing leadership? Well, really it's disrupting the ignorance or the energy or the intelligence that is not really serving us or others in creating more health, wealth, and happiness. And really we're disrupting that by bringing things to a greater wholeness. Maybe we got where we were because we were able to perceive and understand certain things to a certain level, and it got us to that point, but it's not really helping us unfold more of what we want to see happen. So why that's important is because there's actually like three stages to anything, the life of anything, be it a business, be it a person. And that's really, there's a creative process, there's a maintenance process, and there's a destructive process. And disruptive energy or leadership is necessary when the maintenance process is not really allowing things to unfold or allow us to perceive more. We're caught in one sort of paradigm that may make us dangerous and susceptible to the changing environment. So for example, in my own life is that I was very determined to become a professional athlete, runner in my late teenage years, and I thought it was all about the training and the energy that went into that was going to make me successful. And that was true to a degree. Obviously you have to do that, but I really didn't take heedance of the fact that you also have to be able to rest and recover. So I was very attached to the training and the active side of it, but not very aware of the recuperative and the recoverative side that allowed you to benefit more from that training. So as a result, I burnt out and wasn't really able to reach my full potential. And my father gave me an example of that recently when I spoke to him, was that he worked for Kodak back in the 70s and the 80s, very successful company back then. And he even noticed back then that even though there was very smart people involved in the company, they weren't very open. They were very caught in their own paradigm, and that made them vulnerable to the changes that obviously happened in the 90s and the 2000s that made the company lose a lot of the core competency that it had, because that core competency had to evolve, and Kodak didn't really evolve with that. And so what's the most important component in having disruptive leadership is really self-awareness. And they've actually shown this recently. Korn Ferry Institute did a study of companies, and they found that top performing leaders and companies, the ones that were top performing, had a higher degree of self-awareness in their leaders, meaning they're able to determine their strengths and weaknesses a lot easier. They're able to metabolize feedback. Hey there, just continuing, I had a disruption there. My phone maxed out and obviously disrupted the process here. So back to the main point here is that, you know, with self-awareness is that we're able to perceive more. We're able to perceive when we have to change our energy or our intelligence to perceive a greater wholeness, whether it's to do with our health, our diet, our exercise, the way we're addressing our approaches to business, approaches to relationships, and anything that really helps enhance our health, wealth, and happiness. So if self-awareness is the key component in disruptive leadership, how do we develop more awareness to have more ability to disrupt things when we need to dissolve our old ignorance that's not really helping us expand? So one of the components there is having that energy towards disruptive beliefs, and that's being able to kind of meditate and reflect more deeply about the beliefs that you have about things that are maybe becoming limited. Like, for example, like I have to work hard, I always have to work hard. can be a limiting belief because it doesn't allow you to let go and perceive things in a greater detail, or having greater faith to allow things to unfold from your good efforts. So taking time to do that is very important. The next thing is really being able to disrupt certain things like vices and issues you have within yourself, or certain habits you have, things like jealousy or false attachment or anger or greed in any area of your life that you have. You may need to disrupt that energy in order to bring in new light, new energy, and replace it that's more sustaining for you and can create see more possibilities for you. And then the last component is being able to have disruptive goals. You know, Brendan Burchard spoke recently about how SMART goals can serve you on a rational level to a certain point, but he's coining the new aspect to goals as dumb goals, which is really goals that make you dream bigger about your destiny, that make you more uplifted, that have a real method-friendly process, and basically help you trigger behaviors that really inspire you to think broader in terms of your goals, and really allowing more of that emotion and energy and passion to come through in your goals, not just considering as a rational. Hey there, just finishing off. So the phone had a more disruptive energy for me to teach me to adapt and be more aware of my storage situation. So there's the insights for disruptive leadership to really think about. And you know, so today I was feeling a little bit like my muscles were atrophy, wasn't really giving more attention to my physical health, and so I just went to the gym and just disrupted that energy that made me feel like that, and got me to engage and disrupt that muscle so that it engages more and feels stronger, makes me feel physically stronger, and supports my mental strength as well. So that's your disruptive, game-changing leadership insight from New Mavericks. Enjoy and continue to disrupt whatever is not serving you to your highest cause.